go. One thing I didn't do, which I'm going to do now while I talk and say hello to you guys, is I didn't get D&D sounds. Like the
Oh, the music.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's okay. I'll get it up now. So hope thank you, Liam.
Liam.
Wine is the egg.
Double out.
Oh, I thought you played the sound alert. Then I was like, there was a big conversation about sound alert.
I've turned them all off. It's okay. But he's like, because when you pay for your subscription, like, and it like auto renews, the it basically just works on the next time you're on that person's stream, you can ping the alert as if you've just done it, which I think is kind of cool. You can kind of bank it for like, so they can be like, oh, cheers. Yeah, Liam's been there 38 months, and he's on a 37-month streak.
Yeah.
What happened to that 1 month? Why is it a 38-month streak?
You just didn't want to subscribe.
No, it's every month. It's because the second month would be a 1 month streak, wouldn't it? You got the first time
right,
you
no,
saw.
yeah. No, that makes it. That's, I don't like how that's displayed, but yeah, you could. That is correct, but yeah, I don't like it because the numbers don't match. But hello everybody.
I think he's just trying to come up with excuses. Sorry.
Tonight is episode 7 of chapter 2, and depending on how things play out, I don't know how you guys feel, but I do feel like chapter 2 is coming towards some sort of end. I think chapter 1 ended semi-abruptly with the death of Wade and kind of like kicking open the new world to you guys, but I think this one feels like it's coming towards like a conclusion, and we might be moving into chapter 3 soon. Obviously, I'll do it when it feels it, but it feels like we're getting into the latter stages of chapter 2.
I feel like it with the finalising off of the Baroness and us going off on our own next adventure, it does feel very appropriate.
It's session 14 tonight, and it's episode 7 of chapter 2.
Is it? I think we kill Matt's character at the end of every chapter. Is that what happens?
Yeah, that is so what's happened. Happening. Sorry.
I mean, I'm not gonna stop you. I'm just the facilitator.
Do it.
But we still have Coyote with us, and the plan is you guys are going to be returning back from the Lava Island that you were at, where you obtained yourself the gem as per the request and challenge of test of skill and might of you guys. You successfully got the gem amongst other bits and bobs for yourselves, and you are heading back, and it should be relatively plain sailing. I'm just going to move you guys to the continent map. Well, I say continent map, but the archipelago map, you know what I
mean. Yeah.
The area
Regional
map. Regional.
As it shouldn't be terribly long, because if we go from here, it's about 110-ish mile, because the boat's fairly central, and it's 15 miles a square, and the ship travels at a relatively steady pace because you've got it skeletal crew manned, so it can't travel at its like peak pace 24/7, but it can travel at a good pace of about 3-4 miles an hour. It's only about a day or two back. These waters are relatively safe because of the Baroness's crew doing good work. Is there anything, as I just take a bite of this food that's been put in front of me, is there anything you guys would like to do or say to each other on the road?
Dude.
What? On the seas?
Do we need to be worried about what we released from Crystal? Actually, looking back, is the dragon still flying around, or
when the creature got released from the crystal, it's like a snake, like floating ghost dragon-y thing.
Yeah.
It kind of flew around the room for a second, took a moment to acknowledge you guys, and then flew out of the ceiling. You guys haven't seen it. Okay. When you emerged from underground, you guys haven't seen it at all.
Are you doing this in character on the boat? Is this a question Paul is asking?
Yeah. Does anyone know of what it could be?
If I remember right, Coyote did get the name for the creature.
You should, did he?
The creature, you mean that weird flying fire snake?
Yeah.
Oh, Zethia?
Zahir.
Oh, yeah.
Zahir.
Zahir.
Nivara incorrectly translated it as
The name
Zahir.
of that.
Oh, it's written in chat. Yeah.
It's
The
an
name-
ancient Yaren, which is where the lost in translation bit came from.
I will share that it is called Zahir.
What is Zahir?
If anyone would like to know more, they may, if they feel they know, roll a religion check. Thank you, Adam, for the prime.
If it's about
Religion?
if it's about a native religion to the islands, I feel like my character would know more about it.
Yeah? No, thank you, Adam, for the 33 months.
33. Not far behind Liam, still.
But yours is weird, because yours says 33 and a 33 streak.
Yeah, Liam's dropped a month.
God damn.
I'm not sure where though.
It might have been in a crossover, like if
Well,
you were
considering
moving
you're on a
over
37
Pompeii
month
to
streak,
Prime.
Liam, I would assume it was the very first sub.
The
Yeah.
very first sub, but no, it's the word. If I do not get anything from this religion, can I use my Fortune of the Many?
What does that do?
It gives me plus. Wait, if I here we go. It's the power of friendship.
I will say you can use it or not use it. I won't. But if I declare success or fail, you can't then choose to use it to hope to get more.
Oh no!
If you feel like using it might help, you can.
All right, I'm gonna use it.
Okay, so that would make your total a
16.
16, and then it says it doesn't bump a number of allies, so I'm assuming Josiah's would go to a 13 as well.
No, it only bumps mine.
Oh.
It's okay. Sorry, I'm not gonna bother. I'll trust you.
Hobgoblin, we have the power of friendship.
So, Josiah, you really don't know much about, like, these types of creatures, especially, like, weird snake gods from
Yep.
ancient civilizations. It's just, amazingly, it's not exactly been on your radar of learning.
Yeah.
You are just gonna probably smile and nod at most of what people have to say that do know. Coyote, you do know, obviously, a bit more. Basic information that you're aware, Zahir is a Yuan-Ti deity that, as far as I'm aware, you haven't heard or seen anybody worship such a creature in it hasn't been heard of to be worshipped, because the Yuan-Ti as a race have been relatively driven out or non-existent.
And that where they do exist, they just sort of hide because
Yeah,
points at British Museum.
yeah, pretty much. The biggest thing is that Zahir was known for the main goal of Zahir was control and dominance over non-Yuan-Ti kind. There was a very heavy leaning on attempted enslavement of the world. And Zahir essentially is the figurehead of that. Think very Egyptian theming, where like...
Oh my god,
They,
he
like-
is Great Britain.
Yeah, where like Zahir is the pharaoh almost, and then you've got the main Egyptian worshippers and the slave workers, which are like the Yuan-Ti, who get everyone else to build them these grandiose temples and things, and yeah, it's kind of grim.
Cool.
You don't know too much in super detail, because although a 16 is pretty good, it's not enough. But that's the basic information.
Alright, I will share this information with the party.
I think, like, I've been speaking to someone and it wants me to kill some Yuan-Ti as well, so I think it's something we keep a lookout for. And when we just find some Yuan-Ti, we just take them out, rob their shit.
When you say speaking with something? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see what it was. Just saw some like cat-like eyes and gave me a name. Said it would help me with my powers. So.
Well, what is its name?
Loxana.
Can I roll for Loxana?
Yeah. What? Roll whatever you think's appropriate.
All right. Here's hoping it's another thing native to the islands. It's a religious thing. No. That's a name.
May I have a look?
You know of people with vaguely similar names, but by vaguely similar I mean not at all. Neither of you recognize the name outside of it's a name. Anybody could have that name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you have some like piece of information with Loxana on it besides this guy?
Which guy? Sorry, are you referring to our captain?
Yes, beyond your captain.
No, this is the first time we have heard this name. Full stop. At the same point, this is the first time we have encountered Zahir as well. We need more information. We need to do research before we start jumping to conclusions. We need to find out exactly what we're dealing with and what has happened.
Also, talk about research. We've got a load of shit, but we don't know what it does.
Oh yes, the dagger, ring, etc. I am not. I much prefer a hands-on approach when it comes to artifacts rather than a magical approach. Unusual, I know. What about you, TT Tech? Do you
I mean, I
have
can
magic?
identify things, but I'm not gonna touch them until someone else touches them first, in case they're super cursed.
Oh, jeez.
Not just cursed,
Okay, stop.
super cursed.
I will.
Just
I
cursed
will.
only affects you when you get it too. Super cursed affects you when you touch it.
Josiah, do
Fine,
you want to do one? I'll do the other.
Oh, no, I'll take
We'll
the
ta-
odds both times. I think the
Okay.
first thing is the dagger.
Mhm.
So I will get the dagger out of the box
Okay.
and hold the handle and pass it. Well, I'll do the thing of like sort of grip the blade and hand the handle over
Yeah.
to shake hands with the knife. No.
Okay. You grab the dagger. You pull it out. As you do, you notice the stiletto blade is kind of loose. It seems you hear like the metal chinking, and you see the blade like shifts back and forth very slightly. Other than that,
Oh, he's slightly attention deficit, so you'll sort of mess with it a little bit. What's happening? Is it like the blade's not fully into the?
Roll an
It's the
investigation
tang.
check.
Is the tang loose? Tell me the tang isn't loose.
Roll an investigation check.
He's touched it once.
Great.
Ah, yes, playing with knives and getting
Right.
a natural one. What could possibly go wrong?
Everything feels solid. There's a spiked pommel at the end. Handle's firm, nice, it's comfortable. There's a winged guard, but then what it is, the actual blade itself, the stiletto blade, it's similar to a rapier. It's quite thin and needle-like.
Yeah, really pointy. Yeah.
And you kind of notice, and you can kind of grab the blade and like move it a little bit, like it moves back and forth. You can't. It doesn't seem to detach at all. 'Cause you can't, like it goes into the guard like a proper tang, like you say. And you play with it for a few minutes. And I'd imagine you kind of probably see if you can like shake it loose or something, and maybe see if it's like hiding something. And, like, you kind of do it away from the pie so you don't, like, you know, break a blade off into their foot or something. Make an attack roll that you would for a dagger.
Probably going to be more rapier attack, to be fair. Cause
Yeah, just use that. It's the same roll. Okay. As you do,
Nice. Sorry.
over the side of the boat, you kind of just, like, you're facing the side of the boat, because, like, if it does break off, you don't want it to fly at somebody or something valuable. And after a couple of tries and messing with it and playing with it, as you flick it, the blade fully detaches. And you wasn't really paying too much attention, but there was a bird flying by.
Yeah.
And as you flick it, the blade detaches and fires off in an unnatural line of trajectory. And fires itself at the bird.
Right, I've
Killing
got a very important question.
Killing it, because birds only have 1 HP like that. But you then look at the blade that was gone.
Yeah.
The blade is still on the dagger, but slightly smaller.
Huh.
Still rattly, still loose.
He will... Well, first, what kind of bird was it? Because that's important.
Seagull.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, good. Good.
not an albatross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking,
So-
because a seagull probably would be following your ship because you are the closest thing to land.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair enough.
But yeah, no,
You
if it was
will-
an albatross, you'd be super
No.
cursed.
It's
Yeah.
so bad.
How is this seafaring?
Look,
superstition?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it will gingerly pass the blade over to Chichik, and you'll be like, point it at the floor or away from people.
Isn't murdering a seagull also really bad luck?
No, that's
not
called dinner.
really.
Okay.
Is that in RP? You'll just be like, that's called dinner.
That's cool, did it? Well, only if you can get it. Just floating over there.
I thought it
Yeah.
landed next to me. I imagine it landed next. Oh, is it just?
It was over the side of the ship.
It's dinner for something then.
Yep. Anyways,
Like, the
all
blade
right, I'm
itself
gonna-
travelled unnaturally towards the bird.
Like, heat seeking. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, I'm gonna spend the 11 minutes to identify this thing.
Okay.
Why the +1?
Oh, I'll go make a sandwich.
Because it's the cast time plus 10, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
It's an
it already
identifier,
has
1
fast
minute.
time of.
It's a
1
ritual.
minute, yep.
Eventually-
Ritual. You just see,
Eventually.
yeah, you just see Strategic just like rhythmically tapping on it.
Eventually, greater understanding will come out with the blade. Josiah, you had found the main feature. This, I'll copy and paste it all in chat, but I'm going to go through it first. This is what's known as a babushka dagger.
A grandma?
No, babushka is in the wooden nesting dolls.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait.
Because it has 4 uses per dawn. Just gotta rewrite that because I put long rest. My bad. So per dawn, and as an action, you may.
You mean the Matryoshka?
Is it?
Babushka's
Yeah,
grandma.
babushka means
Yeah.
grandma. Matryoshka is
Matryoshka.
Ah, give me a sec.
Little nesting dolls. It can still be a grandmother's dagger.
Yeah, it's a grandma dagger.
I've
Not a
changed
dagger,
it.
it's a grandma dagger.
No, it's the Matryoshka dagger now. It's alright. The
Oh.
reason why I got confused is because I've seen where it's used incorrectly then, and people have called them babushkas,
Yeah.
and I think that's
It-
them using it incorrectly, and then I've learnt it incorrectly.
Yeah.
Well, that's also because like
But-
most of the time the outermost doll is a no, because either
Yeah.
goes young to old or old to young.
But-
So sometimes the outermost doll is a babushka.
Yes, Midnight. But the dagger can be used like a normal dagger when you use the spiked pommel. It works just like a normal magical weapon, but you may, up to 4 times per dawn, make an attack at anything within 60 feet, and the blade will be detached, get smaller until there is no blades left, which is when you've used the 4th. And it will fly off and auto hit anything within 60 foot using one of its blades at 1d4 plus 1, so just like a magic missile. After the when the blade hits the target, the blade disappears, leaving behind just the wound. And then, obviously, once all the blades have disappeared, it will be a spiked hilt until it's regenerated. So just give me a second, I'll put that in chat. There you go.
Cool.
I'll have a look in a bit, Midnight.
Does it require attunement?
No.
Oh, cool.
Is it
It's just a cool magic dagger.
It used to, but I thought it was a bit dicky to make it require attunement as well. Because it's not
Is it a
super
plus
strong.
1?
No.
No, that'll be why then. Usually if it goes pluses, you get achievements.
No.
Cesar would be like, oh, I mean, I could use it, but I mean, if someone else is feeling...
I'm a fan of daggers, but I normally go for my short bow or spells. So
it just give me some range
It's just,
when I'm
it's
trying-
essentially a wand of magic missile, but for non-magic people.
Yeah, wand of magic dagger.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wand of
I think-
singular magic dagger.
It would be better with you, Josiah, above others. It gives the ability of ranged attacks, whereas Paula has that in ample supply.
It makes sense to me. He hands his hand out. Assuming the dagger gets a pass back to him, he'll tuck it in his belt. That was Bull's thing, item number 1. What else have we got?
It's a ring, which Naya will take out of her bag. And it's like in a piece of cloth, isn't it? So let's unravel and hold it out. I will touch it.
There we go.
If need
Now
be.
I take it.
I'll touch it. I'll just tuck it in for a second.
Juggle with it for a bit. And then
As
like,
you
yeah, it's
as
Yeah.
you touch it, can you make a perception check?
Perception? Yes, that's right. Oh, that'll be a 23 with a natural 20.
As you touch it and take a moment and then hand it over to Chutitik, like seeing that you don't immediately like convulse and like start bleeding through the eyes or something. One thing you do notice, and it's up to you whether you disclose it, you notice a figure that stood behind the group, like behind the main group that I'd imagine you're all stood in a circle in some rough sort of manner. With like Chichik in the center. Behind the people opposite you, like, you notice like a humanoid figure start to come into vision and then disappears as you let go of the ring.
I wouldn't let go of it at that point. If I notice someone as I'm about to hand it over, I'd keep hold of it and not let go. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
I don't think Nobara would go, oh yeah, there's definitely a person behind us that I can't see until I held the ring. I'll give it up now. No, I'd hold on to it. And
The
do they
figure-
stay? Or are they gone?
They stay, but they are extremely blurred, almost as if attunement would be required to focus better. Unmoving, they don't speak.
They
They
just
look
stand
they
there
look
menacingly.
average height, average build. You can't really make too much more detail than that. They are humanoid. They have 2 arms, 2 legs, a head.
So we've ruled out it's probably not a tiefling.
Yeah, you don't see any horns, or you don't see
tail.
like hooves or tails. No, they look average for a human height and build. So about 5, 10, 11 to 6 foot. Probably like average build. Like I was gonna say a weight, but like what's that? That I could just throw any number out there and call that average.
She'll now hand it over to Chichitik and go, it is weird, I saw a person, humanoid of some kind, standing behind us all. Take a look.
I hold it. Do I see the person now?
Yeah. It's not a roll to find him. It's not the person's not hidden. But yeah, you notice in a different position to where Noivara explained, about 6 or 7 foot from you, there is a blurred figure of a person. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna identify this ring.
Okay.
11 minutes later, I guess.
11 minutes later.
Yeah, you hear this like you see here and this really cool thing, and yeah. The first thing you notice is this blade has layers.
Ring.
Yes, sorry, ring. This ring has layers, like an onion. And it seems that only one layer of this ring's ability is accessible at this point to anybody that attunes to it and uses it. This seems like a ring that will slowly unlock as potentially is brought forward and so on and so on. This ring is known as Ring of the Bowmasters.
The Bowmasters or the Bone Masters?
Bow, like bow and arrow.
Okay, I thought this was like, this is necromancy shit.
No.
Yeah.
They're like duck shit.
You
Ring of the
notice
Bone Masters. It's either something for a necromancer or something for a bard.
there's two main things. I'm not going to give you like everything because there's a lot. But there's two main things you notice. With what accessibility, what powers you have accessible, you notice that as a bonus action, you could focus on the ring and summon a longbow to your hand that would be made of energy produced from the blade. So like entirely made of like energy, like a longbow. You would then use actions as normal to fire it. It doesn't require ammunition at all. It produces its own ammunition. It does seem though that this blade, the ring can go much further down into like power. This just seems to be its first form, its first iteration. The other thing you do notice is there seems to be a soul attached to the ring. You can't ascertain who, what, where, because that would require you to attune to it and maybe commune with it. That makes sense. But it seems that there is a soul attached to the ring, and you get a sense that going through the layers would require going through with this soul, this person, this being.
Fucking ghost got hands.
But essentially, it's a ring that you wear that as a bonus action you can then summon or desummon this bow. I'm going to copy and paste the first form's abilities, as it has the stats of a +1 longbow as well. But it has 3 more forms after this, going all the way down to something of legendary power.
Alright. I share this information with the party. It's a cool...
Paula
I assume everybody just looks at Paula. We all just go.
Just imagine I'm really not subtly just kind of coughing, so everybody looks at me.
I'll just flip you the ring.
Yes. I put it on.
Obviously, it's going to take attunement, but that can be easily done over time.
I assume that nobody else wanted to lay a claim on this ring.
The easiest way as well,
I would have.
for anyone who wants like a visual description of this ring, the best I can do. If anyone here has ever watched Bleach, the anime.
Oh yeah.
Quincy's.
Yeah.
You've made a full ring. You've made a full ring is what you've made.
Quincy's. Think of the Quincy, but Quincy's used like a pendant and a bracelet, whereas this is a ring.
Did Dax say you wanted it as well?
Yeah.
It's up to you guys to discuss.
Do you use a bow?
I do.
When he's here.
Based on the description given by Chichitip, and knowing your specific abilities of magic, I personally believe that Paula is in a better location, and I can promise you that if there is something else that you want, you are next in line. If that helps at all. As quartermaster,
well.
that would be my promise. Is that okay? Just
It was more of the figure. I was interested.
oh, the soul.
Yes.
Right, okay. You wanted to vibe with a dead guy.
Or
Am I
it could
right?
just be, it just could be an alive guy projecting, you don't know.
Possibly.
I mean,
He's just T-posing menacingly.
yeah. I mean, why don't you? We could do a communion or something if you want to speak to dead people. That's what people do, isn't it?
Like a seance?
Yes.
Who are we going to call? Oh, I know who we would call.
Let me just get back into old character.
Wait, what the fuck? Make the first question. Okay, so I don't think we had anything else.
I believe
That we
that's
would
all
want
you
to-
had, yeah.
Yeah.
It was just,
Other than the
it was
staff,
more, I
but
kept
other
pushing
things.
you guys because both of those items I've made myself, they're completely
Yeah.
custom made, and I wanted to share them because they're cool.
It's fair. It's fair.
Because you guys know, because of last campaign, I made like about 5 or 6 of the magic items that you guys used during the campaign. Some that you guys didn't even get a chance to use, and I like to see how they work. Because I haven't tested them, I've just made them and kind of, we'll see how that works. Obviously, with the ring, I've only copied a bare amount of the information, whereas the Matryoshka dagger, that's everything.
Okay.
Yes. I do like to imagine in world as I was like, it's a Matryoshka dagger.
Like I said, I think it's just people have used the wrong word, and then I've learned that word to be the correct word when it's not, and kind of like Mandela affected me over the years. I knew babushka also meant grandma, but I thought it was like 2 words, different meanings. Yeah.
Anyways.
So if that is all, shall we resume our duties? Or what we were doing before?
Yeah. I mean, we just head to the flagship.
Excellent. Excuse me, and she'll head back downstairs.
As you guys continue sailing, and obviously the crew that you've hired does most of the legwork. You guys just pitch in where you can and help where you wish, but for the most part you guys have chance to rest and stuff. I would say by this point a long rest has been had. So for those that want to replenish their character sheets, as you guys probably have travelled about a day now after doing the magic items on the first part of the journey. Going overnight into the second part of the journey. Ola, would you have attuned to the ring as soon as possible?
Yeah.
Okay. As you finish attuning to the ring, the figure that has just been, hasn't moved, hasn't like done anything rash, just seems to essentially be patiently waiting, almost, if that makes sense. Yeah. As you finish attunement, the figure becomes clear, and you can see a human man with pale skin and dark black hair that's like all tied up and well kept, and a small pointed beard. And as this figure comes into view, he kind of acknowledges that you can see him properly and kind of just gives a polite bow and takes a few steps over towards you and kind of like sits cross-legged in front of you. You say anything?
Yeah. Hello. I can see you properly now.
It is good that someone has finally picked up the ring again. Pleasure to meet you. Your name is?
I am Pablo.
Good. My name is Wistera. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Used to be my ring millennia ago, the one that you now hold. I have been trapped in this ring for some time, looking for someone to take mantle of it and bring it forward into its next journey.
How did you get trapped in a ring?
It was during a war between my group and some fiendish entities. They sought to destroy our kind and so sealed my soul in my own weapon. I've been passed around between mercenaries and bandits and lords for millennia since, waiting for someone worthy to finally pick the ring, although that has not happened yet.
What would you class as being worthy? I'm a good shot, but I'm guessing you need more than that.
Worthy is not dictated by simply how good or bad your aim is with the weapon, but also the reason why you pick it up and how you use it, and who you use it on. In your times whether to use lethality, or to hold back and merely subdue. All of it makes someone worthy.
I see.
I used to belong to an order that is, as far as I am aware, no longer functional. The Chiente. And this was some of the things that we stood by. I'll put the order in the chat as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe I'm worthy. I guess we'll see, won't we? Although, question, if you deem me unworthy, what then?
Then you shall never learn the secrets that this ring and my order have to offer. I can't stop you using the ring. The ill-gotten means, but I can at least stop you from accessing the true power and potential this ring has.
Okay. Just as long as you're not gonna,
I have been forcibly attached to many deplorable people over these thousands and thousands of years. It's been discouraging. You at least don't overtly seem atrocious, which is a good start.
Looks can be deceiving.
I'm aware. But I'm not talking about simply how you look.
Alright. Are you gonna be around, like, all the time?
I can be, but I can also make myself out of view to yourself. I can't be seen by people who do not wield the ring, but you could obviously convey messages as needed. And you can also communicate telepathically with me when I am not here. And I will be in there. And he will gesture to the ring.
Interesting. And if I was to say, send you into another room, could you then convey what was going on in said room?
So, let me just, quick clarification. You're talking almost like if you sent a familiar into a different room. Could you send his soul?
Yeah.
I can only...
Can you spy in other rooms for me?
I can only see and hear things around me that the ring can see. After a certain point, the world goes dark and quiet.
That would have been very
I have a
useful.
radius in which I can work. If there is a wall, it blocks me. If there is a window, it blocks me. I can access the same things you can otherwise. I just can't interact with... And he'll kind of like put his hand through something. Things in the world. As I used to.
Interesting.
Is that all, Matt?
Yeah.
And kind of like at sensing you're getting towards the end of the conversation, you'll notice that you kind of blink and he's gone. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, I'll just put his full name in the chat. I know he didn't give it you, but I would imagine over time you would probably get it. But his name is Wustera Matasuki.
Cool.
And yeah, obviously if you want to talk to him and like gain more information and things like this, or have chats with him, you can. As far as he's explained, he's remembers his time in the ring, at least as good as his memory can serve him. And he explains that he's been around for millennia. What exactly that is, well...
Don't care, I got a cool bow.
Cool. Great.
That's Paula's thinking at the minute.
I know.
Slightly interested.
That's also your
yeah.
thinking, I know.
A little bit.
You guys continue your travels. And again, if anyone wants to jump in and do something, please let me know.
I would do a thing.
Okay.
I would go over to Dax. If he's there, if Adam, are you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, and he sort of just wanders over, so he's like, so you want to speak to dead people then?
I do have a slight connection to the spirits.
Like, do you wear a hat? What do you mean?
I connect with like certain spirits, like my old team.
Your old team? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like our team, and they all died?
Yeah.
Oh. Huh. Okay. Battle gone wrong, I suppose.
An operation that had failed.
But you survived.
Yeah, in a different form.
Different form.
I was like Ilmu part the bandana dynasty wore the grey skin.
Oh fuck. Okay.
This is why I wear this.
I can imagine that
Okay.
was a very genuine, like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh fuck, okay, now we're talking, okay.
And then you kind of just gently pull it back.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a quick up or down. Down, up.
No, like he, like Josiah puts it back, like.
Oh, it's just, no, it's just like, yeah, yeah, it's like, no, you wouldn't, to be fair. He's like, after the initial shock, he's like, ah, well, with all it's worth, you can hide or not hide your face on this ship. You're a respected member of the crew.
I know. I just prefer to keep myself hidden away.
And that is your choice. So how did it? So this is interesting because someone's brought me back from the dead, but like fleshy, alive, and someone brought you back, but not quite back.
Yeah.
Huh. Do they have a name, or was it a thing, or do you know?
I'd prefer not to go into detail at this minute. There's always prying eyes about.
Is there a barnet hiding behind a log or something? Like a bit of the ship?
No.
Yeah, Barnet's nearby.
So, okay. So, what do you... Are you on this boat for any specific reason to do with that, then?
Not particularly, I just travel.
Fair enough. Oh, well, don't let Navarro know, I guess.
Probably not.
Unless you want a billion questions.
Yes, I've already had a few questions already.
Yeah. And then you'll sort of wander off.
Yeah, just keep obviously the dead thing to yourself for now.
I will.
Appreciated.
something? Was you going to say something else?
No, that's fine.
And as the day comes and goes, and you would hope to reach 2-point warnings, or at least the ship between, by probably, like, late at night, almost. Probably, like, close to midnight, maybe. But it's a safe enough travel for those that know how to wave the right signals. And you guys do have a signal box now that was purchased by Paula for you guys. And you guys will eventually make your way back to the Dawning Gaia. In a similar process with the right signals being made and with the right tethers being put to the ship, tying your ship to their gargantuan ship. People will come down and speak with you, see that Chichitik and Paula are both aboard. You will explain your intentions and that you wish to obviously speak with the Baroness as soon as possible, but you are given essentially instruction to wait till morning because she's in bed. Understandable for a woman of her station. But you guys will then have the night to rest, moored up alongside the Dawning Gaia. And you will then wake up in the morning. Yeah, Matt? You gotta say something?
Me? No.
Oh, I thought I heard you gonna say so. I had someone take a sharp intake of breath as if they were gonna speak. But you will all venture back in, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put you guys back on the ship map just for a moment, just because I want to show you guys properly, at least, the artwork that I had done for the Baroness, and because of the region map being put up and chunked up a little bit, it's easier to show you on this map.
I got you.
Yes, no other nefarious reason.
Of course not.
Why is everyone nervous? I can feel the tension. Like, you're fine, but you guys are fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're fine. That's why there's a battle map now.
Okay, it's being weird. So, upload. You choose a file, give me a second. Okay. Now will you drag on?
Dragon?
No!
Drag over.
Nah, we're fighting a water dragon. Let's go. We just finished a dungeon, so now we have to do a dragon. That's how it works, right?
Yeah. Clues in the name.
I'm trying, like, because
Yeah.
I've uploaded it to my library. I'm trying to drag it over. Being a dick. Give me a sec. I have another option that I can do. And I'm going to use the snipping tool on the token. And then maybe try it as a PNG, because, yeah, it's big pocket. Fuck you. Because when I click and drag it on, it's like opening like as a tab on my screen rather than uploading to Roll20 like it normally would.
Are you putting it on the right layer?
Well, good point. Oh, I know what I know exactly what's wrong. I'm trying to do it on the main screen, where the main screen is a player screen, not a DM screen. So I bet if I now just do it normally from... Yep, there you go. Okay, that's why, because that's not the DM page. I've got the DM page minimized on my other monitor. There you go.
Oh.
There you go.
Big lady.
Yes. It was made by Nanaki for me.
Thought I recognized the art style.
Yeah. But this is essentially how the Baroness looks regularly, obviously with different stylistic changes, but the colours are mostly the same, the style's mostly the same.
I say again what I said on your Twitter, Danny.
I can't remember what you said.
I said if there ain't a heathen bodice in a pirate campaign, in a pirate
Oh
campaign.
God.
Oh, right. Oh shit, yeah, I remember. Thing is, I never specified it. Like, Tracy just went with it, and you know what? I think it fits the character pretty well.
As I said, she heard pirate campaign, pirate queen. Yes.
What you talking about?
But no, this is the Baroness. This is who, like Miss Antoinette, that you guys have been speaking with and dealing with, which you will be going to do so in a moment. So I'll leave that there just so you can look into her eyes when you tell her that you don't want to take her deal and watch the disappointment grow.
Hold up, her head's a little octopus.
What?
Her hair. Yeah, you like put like two eyes, like.
Huh.
A little octopus.
Oh, someone's drawn on eyes.
Yeah, it was.
That wasn't me.
It was Coyote.
Oh, I got it.
Because he was just explaining how it looks like an octopus.
Got you.
I mean, it kind does, kind of. But you guys will eventually go up to the meeting room where you first met with Antoinette. I did say you could have a party hat, so whoever did that, Liam, congratulations.
Yeah, I'll delete it now. There we go.
I was going to say, every time I show you guys new artwork, your first instinct is to draw on it.
Put a hat on it. Yeah.
Well, especially when it's bad guy artwork, like you always like to deface it.
Yeah, I don't know what you're
9
talking
out of
about.
10
This isn't
bombs,
a bad
Liam.
guy.
Yeah, to be fair, that one coloured.
No, it
did
did.
look a party
Oh no,
hat.
when I pointed it out to Tracy as well, she even agreed
Yeah.
with me. But in colour, it looks fine.
Oh,
now.
I mean, you can tell, yeah,
Yeah,
because
because
there's
it's
nothing.
a gilded
there.
hairpin with. It's a gilded hairpin with jewels dangling. But eventually, you will go
Yeah.
to the same meeting room where you can see Mitch, the pseudo dragon that is currently on the desk with a small pile of coin beneath him, and you can see stood behind the desk waiting for you guys to enter. And you can see the various guards and Morgan stood to her side, where as you all enter. And she will just kind of speak generally, but also semi towards you, Cheatic. So I trust that your excursion was successful, considering
her
your
the
oil
gem.
back. Well, I was imagining you've probably got guys heaving it in, because remember, it's like 4 foot across.
Okay.
I'd imagine you probably got some of the random guys on the ship to just help carry it behind you guys.
It's 4 feet across. Yeah, it's like yes.
Oh,
we
it's
have-
fucking huge.
Yes, we have received the gem.
It's
Points
probably
that gem.
it's probably 250 to 300 pounds in weight, maybe. Because it's dense, it's solid, and probably the longer you've looked at it, it's probably a ruby, maybe.
But yes, we have obtained the stone.
Well, it's a little bigger than I was expecting. I trust there was other items to claim use for the rest of you. Looking at the party.
Not a lot.
No?
Well, some. Yeah.
And how did you all perform? Was it easy? Challenging? Explain. I wish to hear how you fared.
We had some need assistance, but most of us fared okay. It was mainly a devilish mechanism to open the door, and we might have a slight complication.
Complication how?
Something was released.
Do you know what was released?
I can describe it. It was like a flaming, snaky dragon flying thing. Seemed associated with the Yuan-Ti. and it left, looked at us
I'll
and
put a
left.
Hail Mary D20 out there.
Zahir.
Zahir. I don't recognize that name myself, but I'm sure we could find out more by speaking with other people. And how do you think they fared, Chititik?
They all survived.
That's better than most people that come. You would smash Midnight, I appreciate that. Also, Midnight
who
says
is
hello.
smashing?
No, Midnight
Hello.
says smash, like referring to the
It's
artwork.
for the Baroness.
Yeah.
I guess. Oh, I thought they were referring to the fish on the top of the screen.
That can't be seen on the stream.
There's also a fish on her skirts.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's been 2 years. The joke never dies, apparently.
So
Four.
If
It's
Liam
been
lives,
4 years. It's been
I didn't
4
know
years.
that
It was
fish.
pre-pandemic. It's
Yeah.
been a while.
Yeah.
It springs up everywhere. Just get used to it. In
Since
every
the
game.
before times.
Before.
If you do compare the fishes, mine at the top, it's very different to the one on the
Oh.
dress.
Yeah, so she'll take a
Okay.
few steps down from, like, behind a desk, like, vaguely in front of you guys, probably about, what, 10 foot away, maybe? I know it sounds demeaning saying that you all merely survived is his explanation, but it's actually a lot more indicative to your abilities than most. Considering some of the things you've explained and considering it's probably the first group in a few months now that all people have returned from, and at least with all of your limbs and your minds intact, it's a good start.
yes, and I trust you got the message from Chichik about our intentions moving forwards.
I did. But I didn't wish to do anything without, as they say, hear it from the horse's mouth.
No, it's fair enough when conducting business.
Yes.
That is our desire. I mean, we had agreed on this, and I think it helps establish friendly relations, and also if we can acquire the services of Polar for a certain amount of time, it would be appreciated.
I had already said so long as you were all willing to take Paula with you. Paula expressed an interest in going, so I do not mind this.
Polar Express, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh no. Can't believe you've done this.
Oh yes.
Oh no. Oh my god.
Paula had already expressed an interest in remaining with your party for a while. I had given blessings for them to leave if you were all willing to have them.
Aye. So we can return back here to trade, barter if we need to.
And what of the deal then with this Prescott?
I will eventually plunge my rapier into his heart, but I think we might as well grow our own strength independently. Ships, people, weapons.
You do notice a slight cock of the head and a bit of intrigue at saying that, but there's no.
Insight check
Okay.
to see if I gain any insight into her cocking her head. Like, does she seem to be? Oh, never mind. I'm not even going to bother talking about it. That's a natural one. Yeah.
You notice that there's a slight head tilt and reaction. You expressing an interest in raising a rival pirate fleet in her world.
Mm-hmm.
Make of that what you will.
I mean, my intention is not to compete with you, Baroness. You need to see what I vowed to be done.
That makes good intentions then. Josiah Blacksoul.
Aye. Is you'll look around, it's like, is there any more business, or you'll look at the Baroness, is there any business opportunities you have? Any trade or anything we can procure?
Make a persuasion check.
I realise I've got that ability that I can't roll under an 8 for charisma checks. So. Persuasion. 16.
Well, with the agreement now being cancelled and you completing the assessment, there is potential for work to be given to you in the future, but I have nothing as of right now. Or at least nothing that is not already being covered and dealt with by other ships.
Fair. It's appreciated. I'm sure you can get a message to us if you require it. You have the resources.
You will have Paula with you. I can get messages to if need be.
Excellent. Yes, I might buy 1 or 2 items from you, Quartermaster, before we leave, but that's, I guess, I don't want to waste any more of your time.
So before you all leave, is there anything else that is needed or required? Or is this all now fully concluded? And she will look at each of you all individually, like giving you a chance to speak up and make a request or say anything. Very well. Chichitik, I assume you're going to stay with them a few moments longer? Or do you wish to conclude your business now?
I mean, I have something I need to give them, but beyond that, I'm gonna go back to being being a quartermaster because I do not trust anyone else on this ship to do differential calculus.
Well, considering Josiah wishes to purchase some things, you may certainly conclude his business and give whatever items it is your wish. Give them 250 in gold credit with yourself.
Okay.
And that is it, you may all leave.
Josiah will like do a piratey bow. It's like it's almost like it's like a dab bow almost, I guess. Like you're like
Oh, where you lift? Do you lift the wrist?
I don't know what a piratey bow is, but yes, you
just Jack Sparrow, like a sort of Jack Sparrow, sort of uncoordinated, but sort of
kind of like halfway between a curtsy and a bow, like flourishing all the arms.
Like the arms like flail to the right as he sort of like kneels and bows at the same time.
Oh, so you're doing like a drunk pirate bow, like Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, slightly less drunk, but just as like uncoordinated.
And if nobody else has anything they wish to say or add or do, you will all.
I want to check in on that waterproof lead line pouch.
Well, that'll
I
be
will follow Chichitik. Oh, okay.
So yeah, as you all leave and head toward, I'm just giving people who aren't talking the chance to speak if there's anything they wish to say. That's all. But yeah.
Sometimes there's stuff you want to say, but you don't feel like saying it. Do you know what I mean? Like you see Nivara go a couple of times to say something, but hold her tongue.
Oh, it would have been interesting if you'd have been the one to speak up because she don't like you.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
As I remember how bitch she was last time.
Yeah, I got the vibe.
But no.
I mean, at least she knows why Nivara was being a bitch.
But yeah, so Chichitik will obviously you'll guide them back to your quartermaster space, and you will notice that in your momentary absence, a number of things have been messed with immediately, and does ruffle the jimmies in the wrong way. But before you get a chance to do that, you will find that the item you had requested is complete. And he's there with a small note, like just saying, job's done.
Alright, pass it to Nivara.
Cool. I'm guessing we are by ourselves at this point. Like
It's the party in Chichitik. Yeah, because essentially you guys are in a side room, which is Chichitik's office, quote marks.
What I mean is, am I away from the party, other than
No,
Josiah?
the parties. I'd imagine everyone went because Josiah and a couple other people wanted quartermaster stuff, so everyone's come.
Unless anyone
Okay.
said they didn't, I guess they will just followed along.
I will just take it, give a nod of thanks, and pop it in my satchel, and just
Yeah.
give a wry smile. Thank you, 222.
Wizard gang. Wizard gang.
Yeah.
Throws up the wizard gang sign.
She will actually offer out her hand to shake, if you will shake it.
Ah, yes. He will shake it.
Cool. At some point, I may contact you in the future. I would like for some time to maybe have a look at this library you mentioned. Maybe one day?
Perhaps.
Okay. Perhaps is better than no.
Anyway, so
And
what do you wish
shake
to
your head.
purchase with your 250 gold in store credit?
Yeah, first Desire would be like, well, I didn't want you to say in front of the lady, but I want a big captain's hat.
How fancy do you want the hat to be?
Navarra
Pretty.
rolls her eyes.
Do
Just
you
behind
want this?
Josiah.
Do you want this to be a hat so fancy only a pirate captain could wear it because it would get caught on every normal doorway that you would ever go through in city life?
No, because we've still got to raid tombs and shit. So, give me something that looks good but isn't. I can get through a doorway.
Okay. Like, how many feathers do you want on this hat?
3
Do you want it to be a tricorner or a cavalier?
tricorner.
Alright. Do you want it to be made out of leather or cloth so that you can fold it up easier?
Leather.
Alright. Do you want it to be bound? Do you want it to be chicken wired or formed naturally?
Formed naturally.
Alright. That'll be alright, that's a 15 gold debit then for
That's-
a really
To
fancy
be fair,
hat.
that sounds. I was gonna say 5 to 10, but I think 15 is probably a little on the fancy side, but it's probably about right.
It's because he asked for it to be a formed hat, which is hard as shit to make. I know hats! I had to help make hats in fucking theater!
I was gonna say, from the amount of questions you asked, like more than just
About to
what
say
colour do you
that's,
want your
that's
hat.
haberdashery shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
assume you know. Yeah, no, we'll say 15 gold.
Yeah, 'cause he also wants it to
Obviously,
be
you
leather.
can go over the 250 gold, but at that point, then you're paying difference.
Yeah, brown leather. Would you like the hat to be magic at all, so you don't have to clean it or whatever?
Yeah, go on then. You clean hats? No, actually, you won't say. You'll just say you clean hats.
Yes, it's leather. Even treated, we're in a saltwater environment for most of our days.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, that sounds right.
All right, well, assuming the like standard book common magical item, that would be an extra 100 gold to make it immune to normal wear and tear from a hat.
I would probably go 50 because
50.
common can be anything from 10 to 100 gold, so that's like the top end. The way we
Alright, so
tend to price them is common is 10 to 100, and then uncommon is 100 to 500, and then like it goes from there.
All right, so for a clean hat with that is a tricorner with 3 colors. Do you want the
Tricorn
leather?
captain's hat of Everclean.
What color do you want the leather to be?
Blue.
You want blue leather.
I want a blue hat.
He's
I
gonna
don't-
spend all of his 250 gold.
I'm adding another 5 gold for blue dye for a hat.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'll just have it as leather. Let's just leave it
Alright.
there.
That's 70
Because-
gold for this hat. Good.
if
Okay,
not-
what do the rest of y'all fuckers want?
If Nivara rolls her eyes anymore, they'll just remain at the back of her skull. So let's move on.
Do you have any paper? Not magic paper, but normal paper. If you have magic paper, I am intrigued.
We have magic paper that doesn't get wet, and we have normal paper.
Oh, so you do not have wizard's paper.
Wizard
you know
paper
this
has
about
to
me.
be
mean,
gotten
like-
through the bazaar.
And the ink.
Through the bazaar.
Oh, you mean for wizard spellbook stuff?
I would say
Yeah,
probably because
so-
you're a wizard yourself, Chichitik, it probably wouldn't be totally unreasonable that you would have some you could sell personally because it's your wizard ink and paper.
Yep. I can. Yeah, I have some that I can
the
sell, but it
pirate-
would be upcharged,
the
so I could go
quartermaster-
get more fucking.
Yeah,
ink.
the ship itself wouldn't have any, but as you have access to the bazaar to buy your own wizard ink and paper, it could be possible you could sell your own with the intention of replacing it later.
How about, seeing as we have struck up a deal to trade in the future, next time I am here, if I need some paper or something along those kind of lines, we can go to the bazaar, but at a later time.
All right, that works. But if you need some immediately, I do, as stated before, have ink and ink and stuff. Also, if you would like to spend any, also I will accept your credit to be able to copy spells out of my spell book.
Ooh.
I look immediately over to Josiah.
Yeah, he'll just sort of do that sort of wavy nod.
What, with the big fucking
Yes,
gaudy hat?
Yeah, it's already.
It's like Doug Dimmadome's hat, except wide instead of tall.
Is
All right, there you go. I've
anyone-
written down how much that fucking hat costs.
That
You
hat
could
is
also-
bloody ridiculous.
When you said
I'm
blue
sorry.
hat, internally I was dying. I'm like, do you fucking know how hard it is to get blue dye? All right,
At
whatever.
least he
I'm
didn't
just
say
gonna fucking-
purple. At least he didn't say purple.
No, purple would have been fucking easier. Because Venetian blue is just purple. Actual blue is really hard to get.
Well, no, purple is one of the most expensive because of
Yeah.
the ingredients used to make purple dye in these times. That's why it was
Ancient
That's why
purple,
purple
yeah.
was noted as royal colours.
Imperial, yeah.
Yeah. But there's also, but blue is also really
yeah.
hard. That's why it's sacre
Yeah.
bleu.
Anyway, I have hat now, so
You have fancy hat. Anyways, but yeah, I will allow you to copy spells out of my spell book, as long as you don't go fucking looking through my spell book, because as stated before, I have wizard things to stop people from doing that.
Maybe at what do you have? Wait a minute. Is there? Let me just ask one question first. Is there anything that anybody else would like to purchase whilst we are here?
How about a wand of magic missiles?
That is significantly out of your price range.
You've got to consider this is a quartermaster for a pirate ship. I don't think quartermasters on pirate ships just have magic items lying around. This is more like a general store for supplies, weapons.
The only
armors.
reason the hat was a thing is because I'm pretty sure that like I could just call someone like, yeah, go get this specific hat from our fucking pirate hat haberdasher that we have.
what it
access
was-
to.
the hat room.
No, what it was, that hat belonged to a pirate captain that the Baroness beheaded like 3 years ago. Like, she keeps all the hats of like people she's killed or some stupid shit.
Yeah, I had to go call someone to re-dye it real quick. Like, yeah, re-dye that tricorner. Yeah, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Anyways.
That's kind. Yeah, 'cause, like I'd imagine there's plenty of hats like that left around.
Everyone on the join the Baroness's crew and get a free hat. That's why the Baroness isn't wearing a hat to like to assert her dominance.
Stand out. Yeah, Josiah looks around and everyone's got a fancy hat on.
Everyone who isn't like one of the major dudes has a hat on. All the major dudes, except for like I guess the admiral has like don't have hats.
Yeah, because Morgan has a hat. He has a tricorn, a red one.
Yeah. Morgan has a hat. I don't have a hat, and the Baroness doesn't have a hat.
I left my hat on board the ship because I got told it was
Where's
too
the hat?
silly.
Anyways,
How about a little exchange? Would you be open to a exchange of spells?
oh no, the reason I need to charge you is simply because for the ingredients to trade the spells.
Oh, are you providing those with the servers?
Yeah, that's why.
Cool,
That's
yeah.
why it's like, yeah, if
Yeah,
you
I'm
want
fine with
to,
that.
I can help you copy spells. Pay me the gold to give you the fucking wizard ink
Okay.
I'm allowing that. That's
to
fine.
do it with.
So what do you have?
The spells I have in my spellbook are Find Familiar, Shield, Featherfall, Comprehend Languages, Identify, Tasha's Hideous Laughter, Absorb Elements, Silvery Bobs, Mage Armor, Hold Person, Rhymes Binding Ice, Nystul's Magic Aura, Spider Climb, Shadowlawn's Shrine, Leomund's Tiny Hut, Counterspell, and Spirit Shroud.
I will allow Rose, obviously, because some spells you don't have access to yet in terms of level. I will allow you to take them, and then obviously you just won't have access to them until you're at the appropriate level. If you want to get them now for later, do you know what I mean?
Thank him, yeah.
It's just
Yep.
obviously you won't be able to use them until you're the right level.
You won't be able
So-
to use Tiny Hut yet, but Tiny Hut's a great spell.
Yeah.
Yes. So I will say to the rest of the party as well at this point. So most of these spells I have, but there are a few outside of that, which could be very, it would be really good to have, would support everybody. And these would be Featherfall. There's going to be one time where we're falling out of a great tower, and it's going to come in handy. Or there is Leomund's Tiny Hut, which allows for basically a small dome where I can control the temperature. It might allow us to have a better night's sleep if we are traveling. Or Counterspell, which essentially means I can negate somebody else's spell, as long as they don't also have it. And then you have like a little bit of a counterspelling battle and wizards, am I right?
Wizard battle! Out of character. Wizard battle!
It's just basically a bunch of Uno, like, block cards.
That is why counterspell is good if you have two people in a party who have it, because you have someone counterspell the first time, then the enemy will counterspell, and you get the other person to counterspell it, and then yeah.
Counterspell
It
Stain
works.
is a real problem in 5e.
Hey dog, I heard you
Yeah.
like counterspell, so I'll counter your counterspell.
It's just like the healing deficit problem in 5e, which is why people tend to yo-yo heal more often.
Yeah. Though, to be honest, I imagine with Counterspell, it's one of those spells that are used so much in, like, schools, because at the end of the day, they would nope everybody from learning. Like, if things were about to go wrong, they'd be like, Counterspell, do it better, Counterspell, you know? So, usually you'd get students throwing Counterspells at each other and being little shits.
Uno mas.
So,
Counterspell. Uno mas. Counterspell. Uno mas.
so, how much... I would suggest Leomund's Tiny Hut, but if anybody else has a better suggestion, let me know. And I'll look at the party.
Spider climb sounded interesting. And Polar is like making a little note in one of the little notebooks.
Josiah's making sure the feathers place just right on his heart.
Yeah, you're looking at a mirror in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could we get a bigger hut? Take a tiny one with me.
What about
Tiny
a
hut
medium
is a-
pot?
Tiny
Yeah, could
Hut
get
is
medium
a
hut.
10-foot radius. Is a 10-foot radius sphere that is wider than your ship.
Okay,
Yes,
we should be
it's
okay
cool
then.
with all
He's got a fucking point.
It's not really
10-foot
tiny though.
Tiny
know, that's
Hut
not-
is fucking massive.
Yeah, but
Why
it's
is it
not
called
tiny.
Tiny Hut then?
Yeah.
Because he
It's
has a big mansion, or is that Mordenkainen?
That's
Mordenkainen. Yeah.
It's because Lehman came from a high-income family.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Right.
To him, that is small. You know,
Oh.
some
It
some
is-
men have
this
a bit of a complex when it comes to things like this. So
This is a 300 square foot radius dome. This
Yeah.
is 300 square feet of space that no one can get into.
it also means
good.
that yes, it would be extraordinarily useful. It also means that I can maybe work. I have been thinking about this as a higher, a time when my skill set has become better. But now I can switch more to my speciality, which is obviously time magic. So this would be brilliant. That one, please.
Alright.
Give me.
Alright. So because this is the total cost for this will be 170 gold, 150 gold for the materials to copy the spell, and then 20 gold for access to my goddamn spell book.
170? I think that's still within our range. If everyone's okay with that, I will double check because I know that both Adam and Carl have been very quiet, and I'm about to spend what essentially would be party funds, in a way. But it's credit on board the
I'm
ship.
not part of the party fund, remember?
We haven't taken out anybody's money out of the party fund. This is why I'm saying I'm checking.
I did. I took my portion out last week.
Well, you shouldn't have, because it wasn't divided.
It was, because that's what they said to me the week before, or the week before that. It was divided up, because Rose actually said, I'm not doing it, you can do it yourselves.
Money has been taken out.
See?
I haven't got money
Okay,
to
that's fine. But no, this isn't actually coming out of the party fund. It's more, this is money that we've got in credit for everybody to use on board the ship. So that's the only reason I wanted to check.
Oh, I'm not too fussed about that at the moment. I'm quite content.
Okay. That's
Well, at
fine.
the end of the day, Rose, if he's not part of the party fund, he gets no say, so...
Well, he doesn't get any say over the party fund now. It's like-
No, that's exactly the point.
Which was fine. It was totally okay. Like, yeah, it's good. So, yes.
Alright.
What spell are you for?
So here you go.
Tiny hawk.
So,
No,
Tiny hat.
this will take 6 hours.
Okay. Sit down.
You
And
see,
she'll, like,
no,
crack her fingers.
you see
No?
him just like you see him pull out his deck of cards, pull a single card from his deck of cards, and just give it to you. Here's the spell.
Excellent.
And I'd imagine,
And can I
because it's like written like a kite, like, you know, the prisoner's kites, where it's like super tiny writing on like a tiny playing card.
It's all like magical glyphs and arcane wards. There's no actual playing card on this card.
Yeah.
It's just like a blank card with a bunch of magical wards and glyphs inscribed into it. Like, what the fuck?
And the materials?
Gives you the ink, gives you the like materials to
Equal to
gives
the
you the
spell.
materials to practice.
Yeah, sure. You'll see her open up her satchel, and there is like a small, really quite nice leather-bound, like, you know, the what's it called? The spine of a book, and you can see it kind of poking through a little bit, and she'll just kind of tuck it in with that, and all the inks and everything will just go into it. Essentially, her satchel is just full of stuff now at this point, and she'll close it.
All right, give me back that card after like the 6 hours after you copy it.
So next time we come back, if that is okay?
No,
'Cause
like,
we are
like
about to
copy
leave.
it right now in 6 hours, and then give you my card back because that card is part of my spell book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I will
essentially
head
you
back
guys
to-
now are soft-locked to be on this ship for at least 6
For
hours.
6 hours.
All I can say is someone's a Magic the Gathering nerd. Here's my one of my spell cards. But
Yeah, it's a card on it. Yeah, my spell book is also a deck of cards. This actual book I have,
it's just a folder
completely
of cards. Yeah.
a complete red herring.
So, yeah, I will go and begin. I'm just checking if, with being a time wizard, if there's any way I can speed this up. I don't think so. I think it's just.
I know if you're a quill wizard, you can.
I genuinely don't think I get. Yeah, Chronologist, because Chronology isn't really a school of magic, as in, like, you know, necromancy or abjuration and stuff like that. We don't get the ability to copy spells down faster. Got lots of other cool stuff though, so I'm cool with it. But I will go back to the ship, head down below deck again, which is pretty much where I've been setting up, and begin
Paolo will
copying it over.
well,
So how
reveal-
much was agreed to do that spell?
170.
170 gold. So they have
170.
10 gold left.
So you have 10 gold in credit left, plus if anyone else would like to buy anything with their own money, they can.
Oh, I will buy some normal paper. Sorry, as well, please.
How much normal
It's
paper
okay.
do you want?
Do you? Let me see how
It's
much.
2 silver for 1 sheet, according to the book.
A gold's worth? No, I need a lot of paper. There is a specific reason for this. Can I borrow some of the party fund to buy some paper, please? It is for
10
RP
gold,
reasons.
That gets you 50 sheets. 10 gold gets you 50 sheets of paper.
Oh, fine. I will use all of my 10 gold then.
All right.
There we go.
Here's 50 sheets of normal ass paper.
Okay.
Good. And then she'll go back to the ship and do the thing. Oh, I don't have 10. I'm just gonna take it from the party fund. Screw it.
Well, no, because we have the 10 gold still left
You
on
have
the
10
credit.
gold
so
left
this
in
would
credit.
be-
Oh, yes. Thank you.
All right. So any further purchases will be made
With
with
money.
actual money.
Studded leather armor.
That'd definitely be
I definitely-
available.
Yep. Isn't that like
Let's
50
check.
gold?
45.
Improve.
Yeah, that would be more than available.
I don't have any money.
Light
Am I
armor.
allowed-
Light armor is definitely available on this ship. Medium armor, some degree, and there probably wouldn't be heavy armor available on the ship.
All the heavy armor available is being worn by someone.
Yeah, the very few sets of heavy armor is in use by some of the more elite guard. Plus to the fact heavy armor in the open ocean is not necessarily a good idea.
Yeah, the only people we have like wearing heavy armor are the people who can already breathe underwater.
Yeah. Or elite bodyguards. But yeah, no, studded leather is more than possible. It is 45 gold according to the book, and that would be available.
Looking at the captain, I know I've only just joined your crew, but I don't have any money on me.
That's fine.
Okay.
I've spent a lot on a hat. It's fine.
You spend more money on this fucking hat than on the armor.
Nearly double, in fact.
Alright, here you go. Alright, so just give me 45, I'll give you the studded leather.
Yeah.
I can't
Alright,
wait for
here's
the
studded
artwork of
leather.
this hat. It better be spectacular.
Here's the strap. Here's the studded leather. The strap should allow you to adjust it to your size.
Oh, I've got an AI picture hat now.
Yeah.
Don't. It's gonna come out like Gez. There'll be weird stuff. That's
No, you just gotta now pay an artist to, like, do you someone.
Just like, hey, make me go to Fiverr. Just like fucking slam $5. Go to Fiverr, slam some money on the table. Make me a hat.
Just a hat, just nothing else.
Well, I'll Photoshop it onto my AI character. It's just
Yeah.
I have found an artist or something, but we could talk about that later.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Is there any other things that people think they need?
No.
Beautiful.
I'll be back in 2 seconds.
And with the credit that was given used, you guys are now essentially you have free time to do with what you will.
Have
Or
we
at least
taken the
6
money out of the
hours.
party fund?
I've done mine.
Yeah, that was the bit that I needed taken out. Wasn't
The
it?
45
Yeah.
gold.
Yeah.
I assume some. I was going to say. I believe I give everybody access to that sheet to make it easier.
Yeah. Yay, my AC went up by 1.
Yay. And now your AC
Wow.
will never go higher without magic items.
Nope.
Or dex bonuses, but have fun with that.
So,
Yeah.
Chichizik, what are you planning on doing, bud?
What I'm planning on doing is my fucking job.
So, no, I was
Because-
more asking about, like, because obviously,
We're going.
session-wise, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What do you
Well,
want to do, dude?
I can dip out.
I'm gonna say I was gonna give the choice to you. I don't mind. It's just obviously involvement would probably go down to a minimum. That's all I'm just thinking of.
Yeah, no, I'll pop out. Thank y'all for having me. This is lovely. Next time you talk to the pirates, let me know, and I'll be like, "Hello,
Yeah, no.
is I."
Well, there's
the
always
quartermaster.
there's always a chance for reoccurring NPCs. So, like, if they come back to the Baroness's fleet, if you, like, said if you wanted to be, and you just said, yeah, like, you can always come back.
Yep. Let me see. Yeah, okay, and then I'll also make sure to give them the semaphore flag to tell the fleet to not immediately fucking kill them.
They
I think
already have
Polo would
one.
have one. Yeah,
Polo-
Polo has.
Polar got them a set of signalling flags back at Crimson Blossom Isle before they come the first time.
Yay! All right, then. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate
Y'all
it.
ever need more? Y'all ever come back to the Barrisness? Let me know, and I'll see what I can do.
Alright, Mum. Have a good night. Take it easy.
Take care.
Right. So now it is just down to the party once again. What is it you guys wish to do? Obviously, Nivara is spell weaving for 6 hours, so you guys are soft locked, at least for that time. What is it you guys want to do during this time, this downtime? You technically don't have access to the ship. You are given enough access to leave, and then that's about it.
Josiah just return to the ship and make ready to leave.
I pack up some essentials to move onto the ship.
Yeah, which
There-
you
of
pack
note,
relatively
there's
light
probably-
anyway.
Apart from maybe like an extra small box, which is just full of clothing.
Okay.
Disguise kit. Extensive disguise kit.
Sounds good to me. Eventually, everyone will reconvene back on your ship and rest.
Leap.
Rest
yep.
some more.
Mhm.
1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4, 5, and 6. Nivara. I don't know if she BRB'd in character or if she said as well as, but I'm.
She's actually gone.
Yeah.
Busy to the character.
But yeah, she will finish her spell. She will hand the card back to Chichitik and then reconvene on the vessel. It is now entirely up to you guys what and where you wish to go. I'm going to put you guys onto the region map just so you guys can maybe look and plan.
My two ideas are either I want to go to was it Callie's Rest, Siren's Rest, or the
Siren's
other
Rest.
two,
Siren's Rest is
or Treasure. Yeah.
Siren's Rest is here.
Yeah. So, but we are here. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So.
Yeah. What was the other one? And is it on the way?
Well, my ideas were, could we buy some Crimson Blossom wood and then sell it on our way to Siren's Rest?
You absolutely could. Your ship wouldn't be able to hold much, though, bear in mind, because your ship is small, so it doesn't have a huge displacement capacity compared to most ships. But yeah, you certainly could buy some and see if you can sell it off. You could do that with any good, in theory. Just buy goods, and then maybe if you come across a place that buys it at a good price, just sell it there.
Well, I think Ivory Sands would probably sell it for more than we bought it for, so it's not evenly.
Crimson Blossom wood is expensive, but that's because it's sought after and it's quality, and it's only found in the archipelago in one place. It's
You're not gonna get the
always a
best
good
price.
shout. It's always a good shout, but it's a very expensive investment.
How much we've got on party fund? Well, I guess it's like, well, it makes sense that we head to Crimson Blossom, see what we can do, head to Ivory Sands, have a day on furlough, and then head to Siren's Rest, unless anyone's got any other ideas.
Sounds good.
1, 2, 3. All right then. Okay, we'll make preparations to go to Crimson Blossom Isle then.
Okie dokie. Which those preparations can be made relatively easy. Looking at your travel, about 2.5, 3 days at most, maybe. Easy enough to do as you guys disconnect from the Dawning Gaia and you prepare to leave with a new full-time member of the party, no longer just a tag-along or a skeg-end, as we're calling it in business. You now have Polar officially a part of your group
Yay.
as you start making your way to Crimson Blossom Isle. I just noticed as I just saw something pop up and it made me look. Ivnax playing Sea of Thieves, so apt. We do need to play that again at some point.
We do.
Get a crew together.
Oh yeah.
Not necessarily just to stream, just to play.
See if we can work things out.
Yeah. But you guys start heading, and the seas are clear, waves are fair. As you start making your way, and the day becomes yours. Day turns to afternoon. Afternoon to evening. Evening to night. And night into sleep. You guys are all going to level up during your sleep.
Yay.
If you would like to roll those next. Going to, I believe, level 4?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hang on. I've been level 2 all this time.
Have you actually?
Yeah.
Seriously. Oh no.
Fuck's sake.
Someone, when you miss a session and no one's,
Right. Okay.
that's
Do you want to do catch up to level 4 then? So everyone should be level 4 now.
hang on. Maybe I already did level 3.
You just
because
didn't
I'm
tell
not
it.
trying to sort of hit- I just didn't put that specific one on. That would make more sense.
Oh, there's some awful hit point rolls. And you know, if Rose doesn't get back by the time you guys are finished, we're not going to tell her you guys have leveled up. Because I think that will be funny, because then when she starts complaining that we haven't leveled up in months, and you guys can all be like, what you on about? What do you reckon? I'll take the silence as a yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Of course.
Busy reading. I can't talk and read at the same time.
Jesus, you guys have rolled fucking awful.
Well,
Still waiting on some HP rolls.
Yeah, I'll roll mine.
Jesus.
I think I must have already calculated it because I've gone 27. So that
Yeah, so you just
suggests
haven't
that.
told it level 3.
Yeah,
Okay, there you go.
and then +2 because of tough. So nice.
Not bad. Not bad.
39 seems reasonable for a level 4 character, so I think that's
That seems pretty good, actually.
yeah. So I think
I'd
that's.
say level
I think I
4
must have
is
rolled.
like anywhere in the 30s, but considering you're tickling the arse of 40s, that's not bad.
I think that I think I must have already rolled.
That's not bad at all. But yeah, as you continue your way to Crimson Blossom Isle, day becomes night, becomes day, becomes night, becomes day once more. On the afternoon of the 3rd day, after leaving, you will eventually make your way to the Crimson Blossom Isle. I don't
Yep.
have a map for it. I thought I did, but I don't.
Yeah, I thought you did.
No, I think it was one that I said I was going to make and then never did. Welcome back, Rose. They've just arrived at the Crimson Blossom Isle. I did wait for you, but you wasn't here. I thought you were just in character BRB. You gave you copied the spell. You gave the card back. No issues. They've just arrived at the Crimson Blossom Isle. With obviously, Ben, if you want to regurgitate what the basic intention is.
Basic intention is buy Crimson Blossom Wood, go to Ivory Sand, sell it, have a day of furlough, head to Silence Rest,
Yeah, sounds good.
look for treasure. Yeah.
Oh, are we on level 4?
Well,
maybe.
Well, you wasn't
Darn
here, so
it.
you don't get it.
Oh, come on. I was away for 3 minutes.
What do you? I don't know. What do you say, guys? Do
Go
we let her
on.
have it?
suppose if we.
If I get a cookie, yes.
No, Liam.
Oh,
Just-
can't have it then. Sorry.
Actually, no. You owe me cookies because you gave away the fucking joke by putting that in the chat. Dick.
Well, I rolled a 6, which is pretty good.
It's a shame you're not adding it.
Oh,
Yep.
come on. I went for a P. Like, Jesus
And that
Christ.
P cost you a 6. How do you feel?
Oh, come on.
Go on.
Thank you.
But no, that's fine.
Am I able to take the Keen Mind feat?
Do you have the requirements for it?
Yep.
Then yeah.
So essentially, what the Keen Mind does is it will always allow me to see where north is. I can remember everything clearly for the past month, and a bunch of other stuff.
You know me, Rose. I know why you're asking, because there are some dicky DMs that like to restrict gameplay features because they don't like them. So long as you
let me have observance.
So long as you're allowed mechanically to have it and it doesn't break the game, which it doesn't, because no one's ever complained it breaks the game, then I don't give a shit. I'm not one of those DMs. I'm fairly open and unrestricted.
You happy with Fey Touched?
I don't know what that means, but sure.
Increase your intelligence, wisdom, or charisma by 1 to the maximum of 20, and you learn a first level spell of your choice. I've chosen obviously wisdom and the spell sleep.
Okay. Just bear in mind, thematically, there is only one fey creature you've come into contact with that you could be, quote marks, touched by.
Well, it did touch me
there.
in an appropriate way.
I just want to point out that what the consequences of that choice are, but yeah, you can.
Yeah, it did touch me in a very inappropriate way.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Bunny Sailor Go Bunny.
He did.
So yes, so the Feyness is infecting the crew slowly. And he's starting with the cleric. So, did you say it was charisma or wisdom you can increase? Oh.
Yeah, I did. So I'm increasing wisdom by 1, so
Okay,
I'm on 19 now.
Okay, not bad.
I'm
Wouldn't
just
you have been
adding
better
that,
off just to take a +2 wisdom, just flat ASI? Or does
No, because
Fey touch
I've
have
got-
other stuff?
It gives me that extra spell.
Ah, right, okay.
So, but I've got 19 now. Still good. Feats I'm good because they give me bonuses, so I'm quite content with that.
Okay. Not bad. It was a pretty clean mid-session level up, I've got to be honest. But no, you guys have arrived. Crimson Blossom Isle outpost. With the intentions of trading. And just as a thing, whoever wishes to inquire about the wood, make a persuasion check.
I can't get below an 8. Wow.
Okay.
Not 20, 25.
You will find that per pound of wood, it's going to cost 3 silver per pound of wood. Of Crimson Blossom wood. That's a pretty good price. Because it wasn't going to be whether there was something available. There was always going to be stock. It was more or less maybe sweet talking for a nice deal.
And how many pounds can we actually store? That would be the question.
Ooh, okay. No, it is a very good question.
Because, so what was it? 3 silver for every pound of wood?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know the number. So let me double check in case it's in the ship's stats. Because it says cargo capacity 100 tons, but that's based off a bigger vehicle. So just let me edit that down. Because that's based off a gargantuan vehicle, which yours isn't. We'll put it at 20 tons. We'll put it at 20 tons. So everything that is on the ship that isn't the ship, and passengers and all that, should be no more than 20 tons. Which, if I remember the maths correctly, that is £20,000 in weight. So I think it's 1,000 to a ton, I believe.
So, if I dropped 1,000 gold on it,
that would get you
3. Well, so that basically be divided
£300.
by 3. Yeah, so it'd be
It'd be 333 pound of wood, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a third of a ton.
1,000 gold, or because that would be 10,000
no.
silver, so it'd be 3,333.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
In terms of just raw cargo space, though, I think you're probably
We
going
don't
to
have that money.
I was going to say, I think you're probably going to hit cargo capacity right before displacement issues at that point. So I'm just trying to think. I'm not going to sit here and work it out like fully. Do you know what I mean? But I'm trying to roughly work it out. You could probably get that in, but that's probably going to take up all of your below deck space, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, your ship is only 15 by like 40 foot.
Yeah. Which is, I would just say, look, I'm just trying to get this to Ivory Sands, and I'm sure we can sell it off at that point.
Which, obviously, explaining that with the mercantile folk and stuff, like, oh no, you're talking about a different island. Never mind. I was gonna show you an island then that you wasn't supposed to see just yet.
Oh no, spicy.
But no, that's absolutely fine. Yeah.
Yep.
If you wish to spend 999 gold on, yeah.
Does anyone in the party fund got a problem?
We don't have that much money. In the party fund.
Has the party fund got a problem with this? Yeah, I can't afford it.
We've got
We've got 1,700. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're spending 1,000 gold, 10,000 silver.
Oh, that's fine then. I thought there was 3,000 that came out earlier. I was like, wait, we ain't got that much money.
That's pounds. That's pounds of weight.
Okay, cool.
Maths is fun, you guys.
Maths is not fun, you guys.
No, it isn't.
I'm just picking spells at the moment.
Right. Okay. Yep. He'll shake the hand for 999 gold.
Yep.
For how many pounds?
3,333 pound in weight of Crimson Blossom wood.
Right. I'll adjust
The merchant will explain. If you're intending to sell at Ivory Sands, you could probably, and this is them guesstimating, probably fetch 5 silver a pound there.
Yeah.
Which is 2 silver on the pound
2
increase.
silver profit. Yeah.
Depending on who needs what and when, you could probably get more in other places, but that's what they reckon you could get for it in the next day or two, whenever you get there.
Yeah. I mean, that's... I'll calculate in a minute, but that's at least an extra 500 gold we didn't have.
Cool.
Just as a point out as well, Rose, are you remembering to deduct money for the crew?
I've not done it yet, but I think we're about to click into the first week that's been done, so I need to take it out then.
Yeah, because I believe it's been 2 weeks, coming on 3
I've taken the
since
food off.
you've last...
Is it?
Since you've hired them, I think you're coming up to your 3rd week with them.
Well, I thought, because we hired them at Ivory Sands, then Ivory Sands to Crimson Blossom was 2 days, then to
2.1
all the way, yeah, then
to
to
Scotland's.
2 Point Warning was only a day and a half, and then from 2 Point Warning down was 2, and then back 2, so 7 days we've just ticked into.
It feels longer. Feels like you've had the I mean, you technically have had the mages in terms of session-wise, but it feels like it's been longer in game.
No,
Okay, never
about
mind.
a week.
Never mind. Okay.
But I'll sort it out in between sessions.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to pick spells. It's really difficult.
Hello, Tracy. How you doing? Oh, guys, by
There's
the way,
so many.
Nanaki, the one who did the artwork, is in the chat. So everyone, be nice and say hello.
Yes.
Hello.
No.
No, I've already said I
no.
just appreciate the Baroness's assets. It's fine.
Yeah, we've had a few smashes, and they appreciate the artwork.
I have picked for my level 4 spells.
They also did immediately
You want
colour
to
in the hair clip as a party hat.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Okay, I don't want to know. Never mind.
So you'll just Josiah will also just ask: is there any more demon worm things of the bloke, the religious bloke, on his way through.
It's okay, Trace. You're okay. They've been cleaning up different parts of the forest since you've been gone, and they've been finding a few more. It seems that they've curtailed it now, and they've found like the vast majority of them. It seems a lot of the infestation now is on the western part of the forest. Which, the more I look at this island, I've just realised Crimson Blossom Isle looks like a droopy cock.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so on the western part of the island is where they've had the majority that are left, but it seems that they've been able to hire other people to come in and have handled it pretty well.
It's controlled, it's contained.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we'll set sail to Ivory Sands then.
Okay.
So,
If anyone feel free to speak up, but I'm just.
it might be worth, just at some point, getting some white pearls, but they are quite expensive, just saying. I would need 100 golds worth. Well, one that's 100 gold worth.
Well,
But I can do really fun things with it.
I mean, maybe we get Ivory Sands, and after we should be getting a nice profit from this trade, hopefully.
Yes, I would need a couple, just to make it easier for us all.
Well, we should be getting about 600 gold profit.
too.
So.
I would obviously share them around. I do not want to use them. It just means that I think I have figured out how to warp reality.
Okay, I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I trust you.
It is just I would give you something, and then if you were to try to, say you wanted to juggle and you have never juggled before, it just means that if you fail, you can decide not to fail. Well,
So you're getting something that makes me better at juggling?
No. Okay. Say, for example, you're trying to hit something and you feel that you miss, you would have another opportunity to try and hit it. It is effectively changing timelines.
Well, I mean, as long as the thing doesn't kill me, I tend to have another opportunity to attack after.
Okay. What I am saying is this can be for anybody. It just means that I have managed to look into... You know how I use
You're
my
going to have to
magic?
explain quantum and the multiverse to a pirate. You need to do it.
Okay, so you know how? Okay, this would actually be a good magic time lesson for everybody to actually understand what I am able to do. And Paula, I hope you are taking notes. So,
Yeah, I'll get my notebook out.
my unique abilities allow for me to essentially push us into different versions of reality. Just a little
What?
bit. So there has been many times where, say for example, I have witnessed you not doing something and I have altered the course of time so that you can do it. Only little bits.
I mean, I'm usually taking a break when you haven't seen me do something.
No, so, okay. So, you know when Barnet was on top of the T-Rex?
Yes.
Yes. Barnet, unfortunately, I think I saw him failing doing something. I remember this because I remember talking to Barnet afterwards. Yes, because I changed the course of time.
I did it.
So, okay. So, do you understand how time works? Oh, God.
That's with the future.
See, you have to work for it. You know the fucking people you're surrounded by.
Okay. How about this?
People who might not know what a fucking clock is, and you're trying.
Okay. So, Nivara will cast Minor Illusion in front of her, and so suddenly you watch as this thin, like coppery coloured wire begins to come into existence, like this shimmering kind of thing. So this is how we all perceive time. You have a beginning and you have an end. You are born and you die, etc. That is how you perceive time.
I mean, I see myself getting hungry, and then it's dinner time. Like, what's that got to do with a line?
This is Revenge Endgame.
No. So that is how we all perceive time, because we are mortal beings. We can only perceive time beginning to end. However, that is not the case. And then suddenly you watch as dozens and dozens of lines all start like flowing out of that one line, and this just becomes this weird kind of like tapestry kind of shimmering above. This is how time actually works.
So,
I am able. Okay.
So one line's my life, but then I've got multiple lives.
No. So there is multiple lines of time. Like
Yeah.
So
that's
every time
1 Josiah, that's 2 Josiah, that's 3 Josiah, that's 4 Josiah.
well, you are a little, and this is through no means a little insignificant to have your own line of time. But
I'm not. No, there's other people here.
okay, yes.
I'm just
So-
saying there's multiple Josiahs. I'm not saying there's not other multiple. Like, okay, but so 1 Barnet, 2 Barnet, 3 Barnet, 4 Barnet, and so on.
Well, kind of. So every time you were to make your decision, the line splits. And it constantly does this over and over again throughout all of time until it is literally, you know, there's a lot. So, there are like the main lines that run through, which is obvious everything because we are unfortunately insignificant, but I am able to push us into other lines. Just a little. So
Right.
I changed the course of time. For you
Why don't
guys.
the other people?
Sorry?
Why don't the other Barnet? They've been pushed into it. Where the other Barnet?
So
no,
yeah,
because
does,
you
does-
exist at the
So
same
does
time.
it become the other Barnet then? Like, and what happens to the old Barnet?
Well, this is so. There is theories that essentially say that that other version of Barnet is expended into the universe. It could be that you go into the weave or different energy means. There are some people. Well, there is only a few of us. I personally believe that you exist in every single thing. So the potentiality I technically use to do my own thing. So this is really difficult to explain to somebody that you know I have a clock, right? And I will take out my fog watch.
I was
You
going
know
to make
how-
I was going to make a joke, yeah, but yeah, no, I know you got a clock.
Mhm.
Okay.
We've all seen you.
So shut up. Oh my word. Okay, so
Look, you picked a fucking time wizard. You picked to be Stephen
Yes.
Hawking with all these half-pissed pirates wandering around like.
okay, how about this then? So you see what I mean about the line of time, because you are able to perceive time beginning to end.
Yeah,
Correct?
yeah. So when Barnet misses, you kill that version of Barnet and make a new version.
Not kill, because Barnet exists constantly in the same. He's just not able. You are the same Barnet. I just pushes into another version of time. It is not that there are a million Barnets. There is one Barnet, but Barnet exists in all timelines.
That not
So-
only exists in this one.
No,
Things.
you
how do I
exist
know-
in all timelines. So, okay. Have you ever heard of the individuals from Multazora that stops the Second Creed?
What? Say that again. Sorry.
No.
The individuals from Multazora who stops the Second Creed. It is in a book. Have you ever read a book?
Yeah, I've read a book. They got some nice saucy pictures in.
Jesus Christ. So, it was a group of individuals, approximately 40, 50 years ago. I think it's 50, isn't it? Because it's 30 from last jump from Brial, and then 20 from Brial to Mortosaurus.
Sounds about right.
I think, Danny. Yeah. So 50 years ago, there was a group of individuals who basically they have a count, and it is one of the only known accounts of time changing. I made a thesis on it because I thought it was a little. So they said, wait with me, just wait 1 second. They said that they were able to change the course of history by using a card from this artifact. This card allowed for them to change a large event in time. So they chose to... I can't remember it at 100%. I've read a lot of books, but they essentially changed the course of time by
with a card.
Undoing something with a card.
So
yes, it is.
When you mean change time, does it change it from like breakfast time to dinner time, or?
No, they changed a event in history. So what they said they did, I can't remember if they. Basically, someone was supposed to die and then they didn't die, and that changed all of time, is what they're saying. There are artifacts out there that essentially allow for people to do great feats, but it is more like an hammer than a scalpel. I am a scalpel. They are a hammer. So, they said that they changed... Well, this is it. Bear with me. I can tell the sense of disbelief. So, bear with me.
It does sound like bull.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm stuck on stabbing time, to be honest with you.
Okay, so
Or hammer
they... Well, it is more so they changed the course of history, effectively splitting the timeline irrevocably and opening up a tear in time and space.
Okay.
Which is where I get my magic from.
Say why?
Essentially.
What?
So they essentially oh my god.
So you got your magic through a time hole. What are you saying?
Sort of. It is more the potentialities. This is why I am able to use the displaced energy to change time. But I can only do it in small, little things.
So
like
you feed off a time and space hole to do your magic, and then that's where you make Barnet miss less.
Yes, or you have actually.
Well, yeah, I know me as well.
To be honest, I did use it on Wade. I used it on Wade once in the fight with the shark bones at the very beginning, which made it sadder. I wish I had used it so he hadn't got knocked off the boat. But yeah, unfortunately, I could not reverse time far enough to bring somebody back from the dead.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. It'd be a bit of a dick move if you could and you hadn't, but...
No, I can do it for... So, my specific ability is that I can alter, change, and basically reverse it by about 4 seconds, approximately. So I can take us back in time and then put us into another version of reality, which might give you another opportunity to try again.
Okay, I want to clarify something here. You said this group in Mortosaur used an artifact to stop an event happening. What if we find an artifact and do the same for Wade, that he never died?
As well. This is the problem.
If they can do it, why can't we?
So, unfortunately, I believe... So, there is theory around this. Unfortunately, if you go back in time to alter an event, what they did was very problematic. They caused a tear open in the reality of time and space, which potentially is going to rip us all to pieces eventually. Also, you do not know the after effects, so if you were to change time and we go back and save Wade, we could all die instead. It could be that Wade doesn't die, but you end up losing both your legs, or it could be that just a small change unfortunately sends this whole archipelago into chaos. What is not to say that the actions of the Multisora group is the reason why this is now happening in the archipelago.
You also got to remember he was a pussy and we gave him the option come back and he didn't.
Exactly.
So why don't we? If
you can't say fucking ow when he's right, Matt. Shut up.
What's the point? So why? I don't really want to create a time hole if he doesn't want to come back anyway, really.
Mm-hmm. It is not only that, but it is almost. We do not understand. There are theories around it. Like I said, this is the only known account of somebody changing time or going back in time. There is not many chronologists. I believe there is only a handful of us. Known, that is. But if you say, for example, a few seconds doesn't. I can't even say that word in my normal accent. Could change things far beyond what we understand. I can do it in small bursts because time has not happened and not formed properly yet. If you go further back, the potentiality of a larger disaster starts increasing with every second.
Oh, so it's a bit like when you glue two pieces of wood together. You can maybe change it quite quickly, but after that, you fuck the wood up by trying to pull it apart.
Exactly, or like a tapestry. You know, eventually you've gone too far that you would have to unravel the whole thing, which would then cause time to spill apart and all of us to die horribly.
So my question to you then is, what are you doing here?
Sorry? What do you mean? I told you.
Yeah, an artifact, but that must have to do with the time hole.
Say yes.
I did not want to. Okay. Can we have a meeting when we are not in the middle of wherever the fuck we are? I don't know where.
The ocean. You're in the middle of the ocean.
Oh, maybe go downstairs. Just
the downstairs is full of wood.
Okay.
It looks like being queued out in the bottom floor.
Yeah, it's a B&Q warehouse down there. There's literally you guys are sleeping on top deck for a couple nights because profit.
Okay.
It's a good profit.
I hope you understand why I have lied to you so far. But if we are going to go into this, Go on.
I was just going to say, because it took so long to explain.
Yes, essentially. So I am well, I'm trying to think of what the best way of explaining it would be, but I am part of an organization who have been monitoring the effects of, well, the big rip in time and space.
Do you have a really cool name, like the Time Weavers? Time Carpenters?
It is beyond your pay grade, I am afraid. Maybe you can meet him sometime, but maybe not just yet.
He'll sort of turn and whisper to Barnet, it's a less cool name, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, essentially, the artifact I'm looking for, I might have lied about that as well.
Oh, fuck's sake, Navarra.
Look, I am sorry. I did not know whether you guys would be able to comprehend the enormity of what I am about to explain. The reason why I want to go and look in temples is because pre-Krieg we believe that there was a number of people who were able to time, had some ability, like they were looking into it. But unfortunately, with powerful people and people who want this sort of, reality-breaking powers, is obviously corruption starts. This is where we believe the Yuan-Ti came from. They decided to cannibalize themselves and went after the groups that were able to go through time.
Slow down. So you're saying the Yuan-Ti did the time hole shit, or like are capable of it?
We don't know. This is pre-Krieg.
But you're saying it's possible.
It is possible that either the Yuan-Ti, or maybe someone who's the Yuan-Ti moved in on, has the ability to maybe use time better than we did.
We've got to go find Yuan-Ti shit for me, for you. Okay.
So that way I can help to build a bridge between the realities.
Well, didn't we just give a Yuan-Ti artifact to the Baroness?
I think we might have screwed up a little there. I don't think it is the Yuan-Ti. This is why I'm looking for information in the temples. I am hoping that they will lead me to what I am looking for, essentially looking for pieces of some sort of ancient tablet or machinery. It's like the wording is quite strange on it. Basically, it is in pieces, is what we can guess, and has been buried to time. If I can gather all the parts together, we should be able to maybe transport a vessel to the Tear and fix it, or establish some sort of bridge, or do you know what I mean? It's like maybe we can tether it a little better so that it's not a big gaping wound in the fabric of reality. Yeah, time hole.
I need a drink. Paula gets everyone a fresh drink.
Yeah, you've got everyone fascinatedly interested in what you've got to say, but at the same time, utterly confused.
Heads hurt, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody gets rum.
Yeah, you've gathered your crew's attention thoroughly, but at the same time, everyone is just
not following.
What timeline are we on?
I mean, it is believed. We know of our timeline, so what I believe to be true, this may not be, obviously, this is a theory, is that there are prime lines, and then they have fractal lines coming off of them. Big life-changing events can cause new prime lines, so this could be a war starts, or there is a natural disaster, or anything that is big. However, little fractal lines come off it. Oh, sorry.
So you're telling me you have when a big event happens, you could have 5 new Barnets or 5 new Desires.
Mm-hmm. But every time you make another decision, that will split into a fractal line. But those fractal lines then come back into some main, prime lines.
So there's a timeline where I didn't go get one.
Potentially, there could be a timeline where you were never born.
Wow. Okay.
There could be a timeline.
I know. I need another drink.
I think we need to have a break, Navarro.
Okay.
I think everyone's going to end up with an existential crisis.
Yeah, that's where
Yeah.
This is why Nobara has a 19 intelligence. To be able to comprehend this on a mass scale, to be a time agent or whatever. I'm not saying what the actual name is, obviously. I am a time wizard. I literally told you, pre-campaign, I am going to be a time wizard, and you all went, yeah, of course, you're from a museum looking for an artifact.
I called bullshit ages ago. Yeah. So, he's like, yeah, let's have a drink, try and get some kip, and try and make some profit.
Yeah.
Okay. As you continue your travels, towards the Ivory Sands outpost with the intention of making money. Travel is uncomfortable, not pleasant at times, because you guys don't have the luxury of being protected from the weather as much at all. And you will eventually make your way to the Ivory Sands. Yep.
Somewhere on the trip, what I would have done is I would have put the vial in the lead-lined bag thing, waterproof thing that
okay.
That GT gave to Navira, and then she will put that alongside with the other items in a secret hideaway and close it.
That sounds
in a
good
bag,
to me.
essentially, her pocket. Sound. And then if Paula would like more teaching, would try to teach her more.
Yeah.
What would you like to learn today?
Well, you mentioned that Featherfall, and I think I've nearly got it.
Oh, I do not have Featherfall. I am so sorry. I can tell you what I have. Is that what helps?
I do have Featherfall now.
Okay. I did not teach you it then. You learnt it yourself. Bravo.
No, what it is, you were kind of like jumping off the crow's nest until it worked.
You just heard odd every couple of minutes, and we're like, oh, I hope she is
my
okay.
thought was like, that's my new spell I've picked up. So it's like, I go through what I've learned myself, and then you probably tweak like the hands.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe a word was off. Yeah.
Oh, is it one of your? Because don't you get like stuff other than enchantment and illusion on certain levels? Is that one of your leveled ones?
Yes. I get to pick.
Ooh. Nope. You. So. Just have a look at it between sessions. Don't bother about it. I'm sure Danny will be okay with
Yeah,
you.
we can.
doing
If you
something
need
that's
to
against character.
double check stuff, like we can sort it.
Okay. Mechanics wise. Okay.
If you are what I think you are, just maybe double check. But I'm sure Danny will reach it. So Ivory Sands to have a drunken night of revelry. I think that was the plan, right?
Yeah, plus profit.
Lad's already at the tavern according to the map. Barnett's in the ocean.
Yep. If it's in the daytime, I will be trying to sell this wood.
You certainly may. Obviously, speaking with the quartermaster when you explain what items you have to sell. You explain that you have a large quantity of cherry blossom wood, and let's see. They're currently only looking at about 4 silver a pound at the minute.
Right, okay. So we've got...
There's a deduction, isn't it?
No, we'll still make profit.
Just. Making 1 silver to the pound.
How much could I sell? I'm sorry to everyone. How much could I sell that we could get back under deck, but still have some left to sell?
So to have like cramped living space below deck.
Yeah.
I would say if you sold like 750, 800 pound.
Okay.
Because that would give you enough where you could be very cramped and like on top of each other, but enough.
So you're just selling it just to get rid of it, and you want to sell somewhere else for more money.
He's selling enough so you guys have access to below deck again, with the intention of holding on to it and selling it maybe at a higher price somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, those D20s were basically the demand, and as you can see, not great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so 3,300, take away 800.
Yep. And obviously, if you want to do the math on that yourself, then like that's fine.
Yeah, I'd sell it at 4. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, before he sells, looking around, are there any more ships docked?
Yeah, there's the Ivory Sands outpost, at least to the archipelago, is the unofficial capital. Any merchants that are passing through the archipelago, like going somewhere further along, tend to try and stop here if they have to at all. Obviously,
Okay,
if
right.
merchants can avoid it, they won't go in here at all because it's not great. But
I'll
there's always
elbow the
ships.
captain. I elbow the captain. Maybe we just cut out the middleman and sell directly to his ship.
I mean, we'll ask around. Yeah, okay. I'll keep it all the minute. I'll ask around and ask the two questions. Is there anyone who will just take it off me now for more than 4, or is it anywhere else in the archipelago that are looking for it? And I'll just try and find those two things.
I would say right here, right now, you'd probably be hard pressed because if the because I would imagine the dockmasters have already tried selling goods to the people that are already here.
Makes sense.
Like anyone that's here to buy would probably make it's a good thought. It's a really good thought, but it's probably one the dockmasters would have been 10 steps ahead of you on.
Yeah.
And they've probably already sold like hardware to them already. That you know what I mean.
Fair enough. Yeah, fuck it. Sell it.
Because it might come a time, whereas if you might find an island that's buying at 7 silver a pound, do you know what I mean?
Well, that's why I'm thinking if I can just keep enough that, if I can keep the majority of it, but sell some to recoup some. And
it'll bounce back, guys, to the moon, to the moon.
I mean, we'll still make a profit, but you might as well try
put it all in
As long
crypto.
as we're not making a loss on it, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, I'll sell £800 of it, then I've still got 2,533.
Obviously, I trust you to sort out the math on that and do it all.
Can I find any, and then can I ask around the market if any other islands are looking for it?
If any other what?
Like if there's if there's any like, oh, this island's looking for Crimson Blossom Wood, or like, is anyone in the archipelago?
So you're trying to see if there's other islands maybe interested.
Yeah, I'm trying to do like a supply and demand check.
Right. Okay, yeah. Just do a general charisma check on that. I get what you're getting at.
Can I assist?
Yeah, you may.
Advantage. It's general charisma. Okay.
Yeah.
19.
You find out that there's still minor interest at New Horizons post, although they've been satiated a lot recently and have had a large sway of stuff go their way, and this sounds like there might be more going to them. So the demand there is on the decline. But one place that might be of interest is the settlers over at Fire Isle. They're at the southeast. They've been looking at potentially wanting more.
Danny.
Yes.
Have you literally called a place Fire Island, like Fire Festival?
No. It's Fire Isle Settlers.
Okay.
Why? What would I have stepped on if I did?
Well, the
Fire Festival is like a huge thing.
So you're telling me there's a group of people on Fire Island that haven't got sufficient shelter?
Or water. We'll talk about it after session.
I'm assuming I've done it again, but yeah. Also, not a totally inhabited island, but Cloudbreaker Branchback. There's a few people that are doing some operations there. They want not huge quantities, but they're willing to pay more for what they need. What I can do is I can put those islands on the map for you.
Cool.
So if you look to the southeast, you should see Fire Isle Settlers.
We're still on Ivory Sand.
Ivory.
Shit, hang on. There you go. Right, so if you look to the southeast, you'll see Fire Isle Settlers. And that's where there's a town, because again, remember, the ones that have white outlines to the text are, quote, inhabited islands with a settlement of it. And then Cloudbreaker Branchback, that's an island where there are people doing God knows what. There's a couple of ships that have gone out there and that's it. They're looking for some supplies as well, but they want less, but are probably willing to pay more. And you should see that in the south central. Can you guys see those?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
We don't know how to get there.
No, you don't. But this is the fun.
Fire Island is a fair way away, though.
We have just literally been on its doorstep.
Yep.
We didn't have
Oh,
wood
there's
then.
so many islands you've only just been on the doorstep of. But look, it's
What if?
it's 225 mile away, which isn't that
I'd go to
much.
Cloudbreaker first anyway, even if we're going.
So,
just
may I
not-
make a
not
suggestion? Can I
Mhm.
make a suggestion if it is not too
course.
much trouble?
Yeah.
I would suggest we sell this cargo. Then, when we are going in that direction, we then stop off at Crimson Blossom, then fill up the area so we are not just
The other
casting
thing I
it
might
around.
want to point out, Rose, is like I mentioned that New Horizons Post, the place you noted that wanted wood at the beginning of the game, is no longer wanting wood as much. It's going to change over time. So if you just leave it, other merchants and other people are going to fill their demands.
Yeah.
I said we sell now.
Because the
That's all-
logic would be then the information's outdated, and he's going to be telling other people, oh, there's people over here that want stuff, and if you're late to the party.
Do we know how much they would be willing to buy it for?
No, you just know that he's aware that they'd probably be willing to pay more than the standard bulk buy. He doesn't know how many there are, he doesn't know exactly what they're doing, but he knows there's a couple of ships that have set up on Cloudbreakers that would probably be willing to pay a bit more than the standard going.
Is our ship slowed down by having all the wood on board?
Yes,
It
but
should.
not as much as you would think.
Okay. Because if we can do 15 miles in a day, that's like 3 weeks, I think.
I
375
think
miles.
your
let me
ship can do
figure it out.
about 3 mile an hour ish. Let me double check. I know your ship can
What's
do,
that, 375?
your ship can do 5 miles an hour, but I will say at full capacity 3 miles an hour.
Okay, so 3 divided by 24. It would take us 5 days if we were sailing. 5.5 days if we were sailing consistently to do that whole route trip.
To go
5 days?
to go to Cloudbreakers
5
and
days.
to Siren's Rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
There's no time limit on the Siren's Rest thing.
also what you guys got to remember, and are we like alone-ish?
You're on the port, like, gallows next to your ship. You're not alone, but, like, no one's exactly...
Yeah.
It's busy.
Yeah, you sort of say quietly, it's like, well, our old friend from Lone Spire, we can't forget about her, and the more places we go to, the further, the longer we travel for, it's going to make it harder for her.
You have a friend in Lone Spire?
Oh.
Ignore us. No, so I understand what you are saying, but at the same, that is completely rubbish. As the end of the time, she will arrive when she arrives. If we go to more locations, she'll just keep following us. If we go straight there, she'll follow us there. I do understand if it was that we were able to. Unfortunately, I cannot zip us all away somewhere just yet. But yeah, I get what you mean. If it is that you are trying to get a higher amount for this wood, how do we know that they have the money to purchase such wood on such high quantities? And we're not just going to be logged this around for very little.
I mean, we can sell some of it. Whether we have to sell more of it, I don't know. But
There is no settlement down there. You've just literally he just said there is no settlement. It is a small bunch of people. Are they trying to build a settlement?
I think
Maybe.
so.
Maybe that is why they need the wood.
The port guy doesn't know exactly what they're doing, but he said there's about 2 ships worth of people down there, and while they don't they never stated they wanted a lot of wood, but he sounds like they're willing to pay more than the going rate for what they want.
Well, I mean, how much? Sorry, we're going back to logistical questions, but how much? Like we've got £2,500 worth.
Mhm.
Is that like a house worth, or?
Ooh, I wouldn't have a clue off the top of my
And
head.
I have no fucking clue.
No.
That's why it's like.
We can deal with that.
Yeah.
Ben,
Pothole
you
maybe,
can sit and
but
do that math in your own time.
Right. Okay. Challenge accepted.
if you wish to do this,
You know what?
then
If you can figure
you are
out,
captain.
like how much would it cost to make a house and stuff, you can have an inspiration point.
Okay.
We would also need to buy more rations. We have enough for a considerable number of weeks, but if we are going to be traveling there and then from the Siren Rest or somewhere else, we just need to be wary of feeding our crew.
Well, we should stock up anyway, but yes, I see what you mean.
I just have
We have
one
approximately
question,
250.
Danny. Do we have logs? Is that what we're measuring it by?
It's in planks.
Okay.
I would imagine it's been put into planks of various different sizes, most of them of full length.
Okay.
What time of day is it at the moment? What time have we rocked into port?
Probably late afternoon, late morning, early afternoon, sorry. So in and around
Wait a minute,
midday.
early morning. Oh, midday, okay.
Yeah,
It's just FYI, I now know
late
the
morning,
exact
early
time it
afternoon.
is.
Oh yeah,
I know the exact time. Keen mean. Keen mean?
Keen mean? Okay, yeah.
I have keen mean.
It is
Keen mind.
12:43.
Probably.
It's alright, I've always been purposefully vague with my descriptions of time because no one's had the ability to tell time.
Because we're always judging by the sun.
That's why I try and say, oh, you're probably about a few hours past noon or something. Whereas obviously with Keen Mean now, yeah, it's 12:43.
Well, it allows for you to know the number of hours before sunset or before sunrise.
Yeah, I ain't gonna work off that. I'm
Yeah,
just
the
gonna
number
tell
of
you the time, it's
hours
easier.
left
Yeah.
before the next
And then-
sunrise or
I'm
sunset.
just gonna tell you the
Just
time,
have a
it's
time.
easier.
In character, she would translate.
Yeah, because
that
I'm not gonna sit here and work out the sunrise and sunset times, that's dumb. I'm just gonna tell you the time.
Yeah. You always know which way is north, the number of hours left before the next sunrise or sunset, and you can accurately recall anything you have seen or heard within the past month. Oh, that's gonna be fun.
It is.
Yeah. So,
But what
how
I'm
about then?
Carry on.
Sorry. So how about I say we sell half of what we have, just in case. That would at least go some way to not allowing for us. Or are you captain? You are obviously captain. So if you wish to do something else and just free it up a little,
Well,
what do you want to do?
I've just been speaking to different people about how much trees weigh.
Oh.
I think we've got like half of a massive tree, so like half of.
Okay.
You're
Half of
halfway
a
through
massive tree.
I mean, when you say it like that, it doesn't sound a lot.
No.
I guess if it's a
Wood's
big
heavy.
tree.
Wood's heavy.
Yeah.
Like solid wood is fucking heavy.
Yeah.
An adult pine tree, 50 meters tall, weighs around 440 pounds. So no, 4,400 pounds.
And you've
So we've
got
got, like-
3,300 odd.
Yeah. No, we've got less
Do we
than
know-
that now, haven't we? We've got 2,008. No, hang on.
We haven't sold any yet.
I did.
How about-
I already done
Oh.
that.
Oh, you've already
Okay.
sold that. How about whilst we go and do things today, I am going to try and see if I can get some more information about this cloud area. What is it? Cloud something? I do not know.
It's on the
I
map.
was not paying attention.
Outbreaker.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Cloud
it's
breaker. Yes, it was in character. Sorry, I was trying to make it seem like I wasn't super intelligent, but of course she remembers it exactly, perfectly. Keen mind.
No, keen mean.
Keen mean. Okay. How
I'm-
about I go try and...
What I'm going to do though,
Sorry?
guys, is I will leave the rest of that for now because I am getting a little tired. All right.
Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
feeling shit or anything. I just feel a bit knackered.
No, it's fine. We've
Fair
done
enough.
a good couple hours. That's
Yeah.
fine.
So we are going to call the session early there. We'll obviously give you guys a chance to argue the logistics of where you and what you want to go. One thing I do want to show you guys before we leave is if we go back to this map, I want to show you I had 2 costumes done for the Baroness, and the chances of you encountering it naturally are low, so I want to kind of show you guys now because I think it's cool. The one thing that nobody noticed with the Baroness, because I'm sure some of you probably thought it seemed a bit odd, a woman wearing a big floofy dress.
Her dress can detach, can't it? Because if you look at it, there is what looks to be... Am I spoilering it? Go on, Danny, just do it.
Yeah, well, she has a quick...
She has a battle mode.
She has a quick release thing, and just let me drop it in.
Yeah. I gathered that, because if you look at the dress specifically, it looks like
I didn't
there
realize
is a distinct split.
I didn't realize it was
No.
noticeable. But that's the reason as well
Just
why it's so
remember-
puffy. It's to hide all of the equipment underneath.
See, I just assumed she's the leader, so she's.
That's because you've not. That's because you've not worn women's clothes. Like, there's no pockets usually in them.
Yeah.
How do you know what he does at the weekend?
But no.
Oh, I'm sorry. Have you ever worn a big fat dress before?
But no, like she wears the big fluffy dress, 1 because it's a statement piece, and 2 because it reinforces the ladyship. But then 3 because she's able then to wear all the equipment underneath, because she doesn't look visibly fight capable. Do you know what I mean? But then she has essentially a leather string, the leather thongs they're called, that you can pull on, and then essentially the entire ring around her waist just drops.
Well, this is it. Do you know how difficult it would be to put on something like that as well? Like, she's got to have women with her to help her put it on.
Yeah. No, it takes a while, and if she ever has to use that quick release, like, you can be damn sure it's going to take hours to put back. But I just wanted to show you guys because the odds of you guys encountering it are very low. But I just thought it's so cool because I had it done just in case. But yeah, you can see
probably as well on the inside have like some sort of because dresses like that, because that is so heavy, probably for the time. Sorry,
unless it's enchanted.
Old-fashioned. Well, this is what I was thinking, because otherwise she'd have pads on her hips, because something like that, like women in those times would actually have like horrible.
Oh, the way it is,
like swords and stuff like that.
The way
because of the pain.
It's a wire frame that's underneath. Yeah.
Yeah.
The way I headcanoned her stuff, because otherwise it'd start tangling up the daggers and stuff. It's essentially like a metal frame that's like sits, which still would be quite heavy, but no,
it's still heavy.
Oh yeah.
Like, even with all the amount of cloth that's sitting on. I know it sounds really silly, but yeah, she would need some form of like at least magical support, or she would have pads on her hips and stuff like that, because it would be agonizing.
But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys, so I thought
it's very cool.
You guys would appreciate it. But yeah, I didn't realize it was that noticeable on the original. But now I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, you can kind of see the line. But that, I suppose, is pretty good, because those with a keen eye could probably notice it.
I don't know if most people would know. It's just ladies' fashion in those days. You would, yeah.
I am going to end the session there. I'm going to end the YouTube recording here, so goodbye those watching on YouTube.